Can you guys share with our viewers what you do for a living? What do you do for a living? I'm Wes Watson. Everybody knows who I am. Who? What's your name? Wes Watson. Get inside the house. We'll talk to you now. How can I get inside the house for my detective is going to talk to you? All right. What is this? You want to leave her? You want to leave yourself with him? Yeah. Clint, can you drive his car to my back? Yeah. What's this about? It's an open case, man. Oh, that fight thing. It's an open case. That's crazy. That guy came and assaulted me. All right. You're going to speak to the detective now, so you can explain. Are they going to let me go? Wes Watson, a former convict who survived prison riots and solitary confinement, rose to become America's redemption icon. Through his GP Penitentiary Life channel, where he laid bare the gritty underbelly of prison life, Watson exploded into an internet sensation. Flashy Lamborghinis, million-dollar penthouses, and a jacked physique became the face of an alpha warrior who turned darkness into power. Thousands poured their money and trust into the path he preached. But it was all smoke and mirrors. Those Lumbos. Rented. The million-dollar penthouse? Just a backdrop for clout-chasing selfies. His $1,000 life coaching packages, hyped as the key to rebirth, were nothing but a money-sucking scam, costing fans millions. The final nail, Watson and his crew orchestrated a gym attack, landing him a prison sentence stretching up to 25 years. From a celebrated redemption story, Wes Watson plummeted straight into the abyss. In a single day, he bled over 1 million Instagram followers. A brutal fall for a guy who once seemed untouchable. Every lie, every fake flex was a piece of the puzzle, forming the portrait of a man devoured by ambition. How does someone hailed as a symbol of transformation turn into a pariah? And does Wes Watson really deserve the hate raining down on him? Let's rewind to Wes Watson's early days. A California teen hooked on skateboarding and surfing, living that free-spirited coastal life, but surrounded by temptation. By 14, he dove headfirst into the drug world, not just using, but slinging weed, until 2009 when a drug debt-fueled assault landed him a 10-year prison sentence. Those years behind bars could have crushed Wes. But in that darkness, he carved out an escape. Hardcore workouts, diving into philosophy books, and building a gritty but unbreakable wall of belief, his most valuable asset, setting the stage for a fresh start once he walked free. That fresh start came when Wes began sharing his story with the world through his GP Penitentiary Life channel. His voice, raw, brutal, yet brimming with resilience, hit hard, offering the real, unfiltered vibe so many craved, especially for men stuck in a rut, dealing with career flops, family drift, or wrestling with addiction. In Wes, they saw living proof that change was possible, that even a guy who'd lost his way could rise stronger than ever. That connection turned him from an unknown ex-con into a beacon of grit, building a reputation that drew a growing army of followers. As that army swelled, Wes saw himself not just as a storyteller, but as a leader with clout. He didn't stop at inspiring. He redefined himself. No longer just a survivor, but a guide. From there, he started preaching the alpha male gospel, a hazy mix of masculine dominance, strength, and wealth. Videos with low-angle shots flexing his jacked physique, scenes of gleaming Lamborghinis, and a luxe San Diego penthouse became his manifesto. He'd beaten life. For millions of lost guys, those images were a promise that by following Wes, they too could become the alpha version of themselves. From that spark, his fan base morphed into hardcore devotees. They copied his brutal training regimens, shelled out for his pricey online coaching, and chanted his mantras like personal gospel. To many, Wes wasn't just motivational. He was a role model, a spiritual general for the desperate and dream-chasing. That trust snowballed, turning from inspiration into straight-up dependency. It looked like a story with a Hollywood ending. But that was just the prelude to a bigger tragedy. If Wes Watson's wall of belief was the foundation of his empire, the first betrayal came from that very trust. He hyped his life coaching packages as the golden key to transformation, promising hands-on mentorship drawn from his prison-honed discipline and raw experience. The price tag was steep, $3,000 a month, or $1,500 for those deemed desperate. Yet, countless men emptied their wallets, convinced that sitting at the feet of a guy who'd clawed out of hell would lead them out of their own chaos. But the truth hit like a sucker punch. Wes wasn't personally coaching anyone despite the hype. Hopeful students got pawned off to staff. Sessions were canceled without explanation. And when they demanded clarity or refunds, they got vague promises at best. Many ended up blocked, ghosted entirely as if they never existed. For them, it wasn't just a bad service. It was a knife to the heart of their trust. I'm going to share with you my story with Wes. So, I had reached out to Wes when I had about 12,000 followers. I was brand new to the game, and I wanted to help monetize my passion for helping others. I wanted to take my game to the next level. So I hit him up. I said, "Wes, what's all included?" He gives me this big breakdown of all these promises, client acquisition funnels, all this other nonsense. So, I sent him the 3,000. What do I get in return? An 1,800 calorie meal plan. That's it. The real pain for his loyal fans wasn't just losing a few grand. It was losing the belief that had once saved them, the faith that Wes, a guy who knew darkness, could guide them to the light. Realizing it was all a hollow shell, many described it as being thrown back into the abyss. They didn't just lose money, they lost drive and dignity for betting on the wrong guy. As despair turned to rage, the backlash erupted across forums. Reddit and X lit up with thousands of comments in days. One user wrote, "Wes Watson's a fraud, fleecing the most vulnerable to flex fancy cars." The hashtag Wes Watson scam spread like wildfire, racking up tens of thousands of shares. Victims dropped receipts, payment invoices, ignored emails, turning Wes's silence into a wordless confession. Threads detailing their abandonment got upvoted tens of thousands of times, transforming personal gripes into a full-blown outrage movement. Under that pressure, many expected Wes to speak up. An apology, a refund, even a half-ass explanation, anything, could have been a lifeline for his reputation. Instead, he gave them stone-cold silence. No accountability video, no statement. Just more clips flaunting Lumbos and penthouses paired with increasingly aggressive preaching. That indifference was like a slap in the face, as if Wes thought ignoring it long enough would make everyone move on. But the public didn't forget. His silence was the spark that made the fire roar hotter. Former students filed class action lawsuits. Payment processors like Stripe clamped down, freezing hundreds of thousands of dollars as chargebacks spiked. In 3 months, Wes's YouTube channel bled hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Dislikes flooded every video, and fraud-exposing creators like CoffeeZilla dropped viral analyses, millions of views strong, tearing apart the shady coaching empire he'd built.